cleaning and oiling this machine is going to be very important. You've got oil, you've got a brush, and you need your screwdriver. So we're going to start by taking out all the pieces that we need to remove from the machine. We're going to start by taking the bobbin case out, setting that aside. We're going to take out the needle. Now your book will tell you to turn off the machine so you don't have any accidents, but I will leave that up to you. I usually leave mine on so I have a light to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the needle off. I'm going to drop the foot off, press the little lever in the back, and that will release the foot. That'll just let me get in a little bit closer. Take your screwdriver. We're going to take the throat plate off. So loosen these screws. The first time you loosen them, they're sometimes a little tight, but once you get them loosened, by the way, you don't have to tighten them as tight as they came from the factory. And you can even take your finger and kind of give them a little spin here. Get those loosened up. So what happens when you sew is that the lint and everything from your fabric, your thread, all gets scraped underneath. So this will be piled with lint, especially if it's been a while since you've cleaned it out. First thing to do is don't blow into it. We need to brush out any of that lint towards you. Bring it all out and not pushed into the machine. The last thing that we're going to do is take these black levers here and separate them. Push one to the left and one to the right. Next, this little part, this is the race here, is going to come out. And I see I still have lots of oil and things in the factory, so just be a little careful if you're doing this for the first time and it's brand new. This came out, there was a little nub here that will go right back in place, make it really easy to line up. And the last thing you're going to do is reach in. This spindle is the part of the hook. So when you pull this out, this is the guy that goes back and forth, and that little sharp part is what catches the thread from the needle and brings it around the bobbin. So every time a stitch is made, this will rotate half a turn back and forth. They call that an oscillating hook system. Now, in here is where all the lint, once again, is going to gather. So get in here, clean this out. If you have one of those miniature vacuum attachments, those are wonderful because it sucks it all out. That means that if you have canned air, that blows things in. Do not use canned air on a sewing machine. You're going to end up with more back into the moving parts of your machine than actually comes out. So it's not a great idea to use that on a sewing machine. But you can get in here, clean, brush, clean. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our oil, and these have come sealed, so I'm going to leave this sealed. But you just take a pin and poke it down through here to get a small little opening. But I've got a little oil opened up right here in my box. And so when I do go in oil, I'm going to take a couple drops of oil and put it on the outside perimeter. Here we go, outside perimeter of the hook. That is because this goes metal against metal every time it takes a stitch. So after you've done that, then we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn this so it twists down. You're just going to have a half a moon here, and this is the other half. So to reassemble, we need to just kind of set this in there. There's not a place that it clicks, but you know when it's in there properly because it actually sits flush against that right-hand side. To hold it all together, this piece goes next. Just line up the little nub at the bottom, and that will fit right over the hook area. Okay, doing this a little sideways here. There we go. Click. Now take the black arms and pull them back into position. That holds everybody in place. With a throat plate I usually put on next and get those screws started. If you haven't put a new needle in, this is a great time to switch your needles out. And this is something that you're going to do every 2 to 3 bobbins. As you use up your machine, you're definitely going to find the thread, the lint, the fabric all gathers in the machine. And you start to have things like your thread starts to break, you get some skip stitches. All you have to do is change a needle and clean your machine. It's amazing what that will take care of. But once a year, you want to take this machine in to your local Bernette dealer and have them go through because they're going to service the rest of the machine. You're going to take care of the part that's closest to you. They're going to go ahead and do the rest. There's oiling, there's cleaning, there's adjustments, there's making sure everything is wearing evenly. Okay, we're putting in our bobbin, we're putting in our new needle, and actually I put the new needle on last. Let's put the foot on. I'll show you why. If you have the foot on, then it makes it easier to know where that needle actually is aligned, so you don't have to dip your head so far underneath your machine to find that needle place. Make sure it goes all the way up to the highest position. Now here's a little trick. If you plan to use your needle threader, because your needle threader will not line up if your needle's not all the way at the highest position. It's a great way to check that you've properly put the needle in. Let's bring our bobbin thread up to the top, turn our hand wheel towards us, and all the way up here. There's the loop, so we'll pull that out. And I think we have reassembled everything. So now we're going to just take a quick little test sew. Now anytime that you've oiled your machine, you're probably going to have a little extra oil on your thread and on your fabric. So test sample it, meaning let the machine go back and forth a couple times, because your thread's going to probably be a little discolored. Yep, it is. But a few more times back and forth here, that kind of works all the oil out on on this fabric instead of your actual project fabric. So just go back and forth a few times here. If you set it for a zigzag, you'll get a little bit more stitching per run, but we'll just do it a straight stitch pretty much until my thread is no longer dark with the stain of the oil, and it's looking good. So I think I'm ready to go.